Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Batholkus, and tonight I'm reviewing the very excellent Future Man, Season 2, Episode 4. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and quite honestly, it is the best sci-fi show on TV right now. Yes, the best sci-fi comedy show on TV, despite what that other thing that's on another network might have you believe. This one's actually funny. And it's actually well written as well. So, yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Orville is what I'm talking about. So, yeah, let's get a little started. Hello, everybody in the chat there. Spoiler alert, I am going to be spoiling this episode. So if you haven't seen it, go and sign up for a free Hulu account for the first 30 days, and you can watch Season 1 and Season 2 all in its entirety on Hulu. They drop them all at once. So all the episodes are there. They're half-hour episodes. They're awesome, and they're funny. They're original, and yeah, that's all I can say. So, the opening of the show, exactly, Movie Fanobi, the 80s Full House, Show Me That Smile Again. The opening of that with the montage in the Torque household was just making me damn laugh, especially in the nag where they're all waking up together in the pile and brushing their teeth using the toilet brush or the that whatever that brush is, and they're all using the same brush to brush their teeth, which was just nasty but also funny at the same time. Yeah. Hey, Belinda, thanks. Thanks for dropping by and leaving a like. Thank you. And yes, say hi to everybody. And yeah, just a great opening to this. And we see them, of course, Torque taking Lugnet to school and going off to work. Great thing. And then we cut over to Josh, and Josh is out in the desert walking around with his sheet and his chain, and of course burning the shit out of his feet. So he ends up ripping some more of his sheet off to tie over his feet and his head. And he's just walking around. He doesn't know where the hell. And as he says, because where the fuck am I? Because he's lost at this point. So he sees a cactus and he goes, water plant. And he tries using the chain to break off part of the cactus and thinks that he'll just get water straight from it. But no. So plan B is to dig to the water table is what he thinks. He says water table and digs into the sand. And of course, there's nothing there. So the last ditch effort is to pee into the sand, into that hole that he just dug, to drink his pee. And as he's trying to psych himself up to drink the pee, it's just piss. Think of the Chilean miners. Think of 47 hours. Which I love the James Franco reference, considering this is a Seth Rogen production. They did find a way of sneaking in a James Franco reference, which is pretty damn funny. And of course, before he's able to drink his own piss, what happens? But it evaporates into the sand. And of course, he starts crying and then ends up drinking his own tears. Yeah, it's Slurmy Scott. Also, yeah, Torque kissing all the spouses before he goes off to work. Yeah, meet you at the piss hole. So then we go back to Tyann. And Tyann is trying to figure out whether or not Tiger is a robot or a clone. She goes, I have just one question. She's got the really high-pitched, annoying voice. Robot or clone? One will make me really angry, and the other one I'm okay with. And, of course, she writes off Tiger and tells her to, okay, I'm done with you. Bye. And the bye thing just made me laugh because she's just carrying it all the way out and through the door. Eliza Coupe, by the way, if you haven't seen Eliza Coupe in anything, you need to start following her. She's actually pretty damn funny. She's a great actress. And some of the things I've actually read about this series, too, about what was going on behind the scenes, I've got a lot more respect for some of the people on this show, too. I'll tell you about that near the end here as well. Just remind me if I forget about it. So they end up talking about how Tyann came to be, and because Tiger asks Stu, she goes, "What else did you do with that strand of hair of mine?" He goes, "No. All I did was I just got the cure. That was it. I didn't clone you." He goes, "I found out about 34 years ago there was a birthing pod that two soldiers who had fought in the war, who were biotics, essentially. So now we know that Tiger was actually a biotic all along, ever since season 1. It wasn't the gas at the end of season 1 or anything like that, but ever since season 1, Tiger has been a biotic since the beginning. Yeah. Her parents are both biotic soldiers that died in the war. And I love how Stu was saying, and they were going to end her they were basically going to dispose of her because it was before the 8th trimester, because everyone thought that, life begins by the 12th trimester. And I'm just going, what the hell, man? That's actually a really long time. So yeah, it was pretty damn funny. But he grabbed her pod before it was terminated and raised her. And it was the exact same genetic match as Tiger, which was kind of weird. And Tiger's about to leave, and he goes, well, why don't you stay for dinner? He invites her, or for lunch, excuse me. Why don't you come over for lunch? And you hear Tyann in the background say no, which I thought was pretty damn funny. Thanks, Belinda. See you tomorrow. Well, we will see you tomorrow if you're coming for the Saturday morning chat. So I love how they're eating their collards, as he says. They're sitting around the lunch table, and they're eating the gelatinous cubes, which are supposed to be collards. And Stu asks how she's enjoying her collards. And Tiger goes, it's be a lot better with ham hocks that's supposed to go along with it. And Stu, of course, apologizes, saying that the last pig died 73 years ago. His name was Percival, and that was his friend. There's some really sad stuff about this, but at the same time, pretty damn funny at the same time. It's just odd. And they both, Tyann and Tiger, both say the same thing at the same time about something being disgusting. And then they start comparing their elbow clicking and their knee clicking. Both of them have the same trick knee and same trick elbow. And, it's just getting kind of weird. He also mentions that he has more of these Mons colonies all around the world and that everyone's going to Mars. But Tyann says she's not going to go. She's not going to Mars, which he keeps insisting that she is going to go, whether or not she likes it or not. And he goes, remember when you went to Barcelona? He goes, who didn't want to go to Barcelona? And then you went and spent a summer abroad and you loved it. I love the tapas. Which is pretty damn funny. So Tiger starts describing Wolf, that she had run into Wolf and left him over at the Nag, and as she's describing Wolf as a muscular man's man kind of thing, Stu is getting very insecure and wants to know, a little bit more about Wolf, but doesn't really want to know. He thinks he keeps trying to say, oh, Wolf's an old guy, right? And no, she's getting into him. And then Tyann puts 2 and 2 together and goes, oh my God, do you want to put your ghost stick in my time twin? And she just gets really weirded out at that point and puts her little red hat on and leaves the room. Her little red hat, top hat, which I thought was pretty damn funny. Yeah, Viking bitch, you're right. Tyann right now is really fucking annoying. She does become better later on. Stick with it, man. I mean, it's one of the better things in this season, tell you the truth. Yeah, so Torque and Pump are talking about now they have a full chit jar because Torque's business is going off completely, and Pump's going, well, I guess we close up the business and we come back once the chit jar is empty again, once we've gone off and spent as much chits as we can. And Torque's like, no, once the chit jar is full, we get another jar. And he's trying to teach Pump a little bit of responsibility and all this, which is kind of funny. And so he actually tries to give Pump a little more responsibility and give him a little, confidence, if you will. And there's a new customer that comes in, and he's trying to get Pump to engage that person. And of course he screws it up. So Torque goes over, and she's got a wheelbarrow, and he goes, I know she got a wheelbarrow. He goes, wouldn't it be better if you had 3 wheels to go along with that one? And if you had a wagon instead of a wheelbarrow? And she goes, well, I'm a wheelbarrow maker. And he goes, well, you could be a cart maker. A wagon maker, which I loved. And so he invents the wagon for the nag. Everything comes back around again. It's just so wrong that they've gone that far back and yet also have such stuff going so far forward as well. Hey, Battle Marcus, how's it going? Then we have Josh back out in the desert. He's just burning. He's laying there on the ground, and he starts hallucinating seeing Jesus. And he goes, hey, Jesus, can you help me? Can you turn some of the sand into wine and then turn some of that wine into water so I can drink it? And Jesus says to Josh, go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn from Yoda, who taught me. And this is when Josh knows, oh shit, I'm dying. Which I found was pretty damn funny. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting it. And at the same time, it made me fucking laugh that Jesus told him to go to the Dagobah system. That is some really classically smart writing right there. Because you'll never expect that in a million years. And of course, some woman shows up and she calls Josh a filthy stray and knocks him out with a pipe. And we'll find out about filthy strays here in just a minute. So we have Stu talking to his therapist, which is really just himself because his therapist lives inside of him, and how he's kind of he's kind of weirded out that he has feelings for Tiger, which is basically his adopted daughter Tyann, and he's having this conflicting feelings. And at one point, he even considers patching his program and getting rid of his humanity and actually just uploading his entire consciousness to become a higher level being. And he doesn't, of course, which we probably would have been better off all the way along if he had done that. Yeah, Viking Mitch, you're right. This show is very clever, and that is how you write a good sci-fi parody. And also, you have religion there too, because the Jedi religion and Christianity and all that, it's all tied in together, and it kind of, it's pretty damn funny that they do this. So, and I love Stu's Counting Crows analogy. When Counting Crows breaks up and you really, really like Counting Crows, what you do, you found a Counting Crows cover band and you nurture it and you grow it. And then when you hear that Counting Crows is getting back together again, what do? And you're going to buy some tickets to go and see them. And as a therapist says, I'm calling Ticketmaster already. Oh, man. Just some good stuff. So we see Pump finally gets a little more confidence, and he builds a bicycle with 6 wheels, but one wheel doesn't touch the ground because it's just for show. And Wolf, of course, loves it and is trying to nurture Pump into going out there and doing some stuff. And just as they're having that discussion, the strays are brought in, and we see Josh and Binks. He's chained to Binks, and people are throwing stones at the strays. And Josh is going, what the fuck are you excited about getting stoned for? And Binks goes on and tells about how, the strays come in, they want to work, and everyone's pissed that they want to come in and work and be a part of the nag. So they actually have to audition, if you will, and get the shit kicked out of them and all this stuff in order to become part of the community. And of course, part of this is to eat sewer mushrooms. Remember, if your pants are brown, welcome to our town. If your pants are dry, you're going to die. So yeah, as Josh is getting a sewer mushroom stuffed into his mouth, Torque or Wolf sees him and realizes that it's Josh and goes, shit, Futterman, what are you doing here? Yeah, and also at this point, Pump is going to go and grab his very jagged rocks just for this occasion because he wanted to get the really sharp ones for the strays that were coming in. And I loved Wendy Stahl, I believe. She's the one from Last Man on Earth. She was the one that brought in Josh. And my favorite line that they did was, "They come from the wastelands of Malibu, the volcanoes of Catalina, and the valley." And everyone boos. It's a Southern California thing, man. The valley gets a really bad reputation. And I started laughing. Each time I've seen that, the whole thing about the valley and the valley, the way she just says it makes me laugh every fucking time I see it. Because there's no, like, the wastelands of Malibu or the volcanoes of Catalina or anything like that for the valley. It's just the valley, because the valley is that shitty. Yeah, she is also the voice of Louise on Bob's Burgers. That's right, Viking Bitch. Yeah, she's on Fox quite a bit, and she's pretty damn funny. But still, man, that just made me laugh. And the valley. So the strays are made, of course, to eat sewer mushrooms and puke and shit themselves. That's what's going to happen, unless they're biotechs, and then, well, they're going to get screwed at that point. So Tiger ends up going to talk to Tyann, and Tiger finds out that the reason why Stu isn't in her room is she made a deal with him at 15 that she would stop wearing Napple Dazzlers, is what they're called, and he would stay out of her room and let her become a woman. She puts it. And we see them, bonding over sewing, because Tyann likes to make her own jorts, her own clothing. She doesn't like jumping around in those moon suits that everyone else is doing. Banking energy is what she says. They're solar suits, essentially, that are banking energy. That's why they're all running around. We were wondering why everyone's running around those weird yellow suits on Mons. That's the reason why, is those are solar suits that get filled with energy. And so, of course, Tiger shows her wool socks that she darned back in the 50s, and shows her the stitching line on that, and tells Tyann that she can have those wool socks because she's never seen wool before. And Tyann, getting very mean, all of a sudden goes, "Oh, I see. You have a time machine. You can live anywhere you want, but you want to make a home here. Well, this home's already full. Go away." And yeah, just being very, very mean to her. And take your stinky socks with you, as she says. Wow. Josh wakes up in his cell with Binks, and Binks is very happy, saying, "Hey, you slept right through the hosing, and it was hard, and it was cold, and it was hard." He goes, "So you really must have been out of it." And Wolf shows up and says, "Hey, meet me around the back." And he throws Josh in a cart, or a wagon, excuse me, a wagon. It's not a cart. Covers him up with a tarp there, and Josh tells him everything that's happened to him so far. And of course, what is it that that Wolf latches onto but the game of Spoink, and says, "Yeah, Spoink is a hard game. You got to come in low, otherwise you're not gonna be able to win that thing." Yeah, so Wolf, of course, is in his own little world at this point. And also, Josh at this point still hasn't had any water and is dying of thirst, and asks if he has anything to drink. And Wolf takes him into his cluster home and gives him a bean juice, is what he gives him. And Josh, of course, does not want bean juice. And he goes, "Do you have anything else?" And Wolf says, "Well, I can probably rustle you up some almond milk." And he goes, "Nope, I'm allergic to nuts." Remember that. They keep mentioning allergic to nuts. There's a reason for this. And it does play out in this season. So there's a reason why they keep mentioning and hammering you over the head with it. And they do it purposely, which I thought was pretty funny. They do it in a very obvious fashion, like most bad sci-fi shows do. Take a look at The Orville, for example. And they... Of course, he ends up drinking down the bean juice because there's nothing else there to drink except for the bean juice. And he goes, "What the hell's wrong with you, Wolf? How long have you been here for?" He goes, "Must have been 3 days now. I think it's about 3 days." So it's only taken 3 days for Wolf to go native. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay in the Nag. And, Wolf does not want to, go back in time and, fix up the fucked up timeline. And Josh is trying to tell him, "Look, we need to go and find the time machine, find Tiger, find the time machine, Go back in time, fix up the fucked up timeline. And Tiger Wolf's like, no way. Besides that, everything's on lockdown. We're not going to be able to get out, and we're screwed. And just as he says that, who shows up but Tiger? Hops in by the door and goes, "Hey Wolf, get your shit together. We're leaving." And she goes, "Oh, Futterman, you're still alive. I guess you can come too." And that's how we leave it. Great, just fun episode. It fills in a lot of gaps. And yeah, 3 days and Wolf is drinking the Kool-Aid. You're right, Movie Fanobi. He just does. And yes, he does love his family. He loves his family. He does. All the way back to the records room, Movie Fanobi. Sorry, I was just reading some of what was there. Bean cake, yeah. My husband Lathe can learn a few tricks from your bean cake. Oops. I just lost you all there for just a second. Sorry about that. I was actually trying to scroll up and did a weird thing there. Stormy Scott, you're right. Nothing is sacred to these writers to abuse. And that's one thing I like about this show is nothing is off limits. Nothing's off topic. But it's also respectful at the same time. It's hard to describe. Yes, there are dick jokes in it. Yes, there are. But they're funny dick jokes. And they're done in a way that's actually well-written dick jokes. They're well thought out dick jokes. There we go. And Movie Fanobi says season 1 with his girl biotic crush. They were reading employee files and medical allergies, etc. Oh, that's right. She did read his net allergy. That's right. I forgot about that. Shoe neck girl. Jerry, shoe neck girl. I love how that's what they call her. Is which I thought that was a good character. So it was. I'm not going to say more than that. But well written, and yes, chuckle fucks, Viking bitch. That and cock pirates. And that's the other thing too, man. This thing has so many words that have been added to my lexicon now of words to use that I can't use at work, of course, because I'll get in trouble. What are you chuckle fucks doing? Come over here, cock pirate. Mork says the dick jokes are short and are well made, as if someone used their head when they thought of them. Exactly, Morks. That's the whole thing. I read an article that was posted back in 2017 when it first came out, when the first season came out, and someone was lamenting, and it's a really stupid article about how this show came out at the wrong time because of all the stupid dick jokes that are in it. And it's like, did you watch the same show that I did? Because the dick jokes are not the thing that is what makes the show. It's actually the show itself and the premise of going back in time to right wrongs, right a tragedy that's happened and all that kind of stuff. But doing it in a funny way, and also taking tropes from Terminator and just Back to the Future and everything else. Yeah, I mean, come on. It was a really bad episode, or a really bad, article that I read. And it was someone who had a stick way far up their ass. So far up their ass, I think it was actually poking the back of their head. Yeah, Penn Farm Girl, if I drop one chuckle fuck at work, I'll be written up. So nope, not gonna happen. Movie Fanobi says, Dennis, none of your fake you problems mean anything to me. Street cock. That's right, Slurmy Scott. You're gonna go out and get yourself some street cock later on tonight, Slurmy? I think you are. Viking bitch says, this show is so much more than dick jokes. It also has street cock. No, but really it has heart and comedy. Yeah, it does. It also has cat tacos as well. In Festivus. I mean, it's so much pop culture reference that it's hard to honestly, if I'd have to go through with a with a pop culture reference finder to find all the little tidbits of pop culture reference. I mean, come on. This episode had started off with a Full House reference. The opening for Full House. What the fuck, man? I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, and Spuds McKenzie we had in season 1. Yeah, I did like the tiger just shows up. Hey, you're back. You can come too. She goes, oh, you're alive. Okay, you can come too. Go ahead, Pen Farm Girl. I actually went ahead and watched. I watched the entire season already. So yeah, go for it. Go and watch it. Don't wait for me. The rest of you, if anybody else is waiting for me on this, go ahead and watch it. I am still going to go episode by episode. I am not going to spoil it for you. I will stick with it, and I won't blurt out anything ahead because it's actually good. It's a good season. Not as good as season 1, but season 1 was like, knock it out of the park. Yeah, it was huge, but it's still maybe like half a step below season 1. That's all it is. It's really good. Slurmy Scott says, I just noticed today watching season 1, after the first time trip, Josh's name on his jumper changes from Futterman to Fooderman. Ah, okay. I didn't notice that. Interesting. Yeah, Mark, season 1 was better, but not by much. It's still a good show. And I love that Seth Rogen was actually tweeting about The Boys today and how proud he was of his production company and all this. And he added Future Man into that as well. And I really liked that. And the other thing that was actually kind of cool, I guess in season 1, there was an old interview with Eliza Coupe from 2017 when they were first bringing out season 1. And she was talking about what she got to do in season 1 as a as an actress. She said, I love these kind of shows and I don't get to do these kind of things all that often. It's a dream job. And she goes, there was one part where they were discussing whether or not Tiger should be topless, I guess, for part of the episode. I don't know if it was going to be from kind of like they were having the whole dick thing going on in season 1 with Josh and Juice. I think there was supposed to be something with Tiger, and Seth came in and was like, no. He goes, why would we do something like that? It's not necessary. That's fucked up. He goes, we're not going to do that. And yeah, so, if you're not having nudity just for nudity's sake, you don't need it. I mean, honestly, unless you're doing a prosthetic dick on somebody that is way, way, way too big. Yeah. Then it just becomes comedy at that point. Yeah, Slurmy Scott, you're right. Seth Rogen has come really far from being just a bully in Donnie Darko. Yeah, it's kind of weird that I saw the Fooderman one, and I never saw. I didn't see that it had changed, so I got to go back and take a look at that. Honestly. So yeah, that's an interesting catch on that one. It's a good catch there, Slurmy. But yeah, another good episode, a lot of fun, a lot better than pretty much anything else that's out there right now. That's sci-fi and comedy based wise. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about Orville again. Yeah, I was telling Viking Bitch earlier that I really had to restrain myself last night from going in and doing, a hate video about last night's episode because it was just, oof. But yeah, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about happy stuff like Future Man. So tomorrow morning, yeah, I'm not going there, Marcus. Don't worry, I'm not going there. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing Saturday morning blast off at 10 a.m. It may get moved to 11 a.m. I've got some stuff I got to do early in the morning, so it may run to 11 a.m. I will let you guys know ahead of time. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, honestly. We've got trailers that are dropping. We have some really damn good trailers, as a matter of fact. We had The Boys, another trailer for The Boys that dropped, which looks really damn good. And then we also have a little thing called Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy is one of my favorite books, by the way. That's why I have this thing here. I'm actually going to reread the Umbrella Academy before it releases on Netflix because it is fucking awesome, and I haven't read it in a while. Also, we're going to talk about the travesty that is what I kind of called. I knew it was going to happen with Stan Lee's death and all the vultures that are coming in now and doing that tribute to Stan Lee with Kevin Smith and friends, that bullshit that's going on. Yeah. So that's all I can say. It just really pisses me off that $150, $200 tickets that may or may not go to the Hero Initiative. The Hero Initiative is just a great thing. But anyway, join me tomorrow morning for that. Also, if you like what you see, subscribe, hit the like button if you will, or if you don't, hit the dislike button. Either way, it's good with me. If you want to see when my next video is going to come up, hit the little bell right there. That's when it'll let you know when I'm going to be coming back live. Supposedly, that's the theory that happens there anyway. If you want to see my schedule, go to suspendedfanimation.com. You can see my schedule there. You can also find me on Facebook. Suspended Fanimation is there as well, and my schedule's up there as well. You can find me on Twitter, and you can also find me on Instagram. I am everywhere and yet nowhere. So, again, if you like what you see, you're going to see the subscribe button up here. You're also going to see some videos over here that are going to pull from my video library that best match up with the likes of what you like. And take a look at them if you're still on the fence. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., possibly 11 a.m., but more than likely 10 a.m. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat. Viking Bitch, Movie Fanobi, Mork, Slurmy Scott, Joe Greer, Battle Marcus 8, Belinda, who popped in and out, and Penn Farm Girl, of course, and a couple other people over here, I think. Did I miss anybody? I got Slurmy. All right. Thank you, everybody. And like I said, I will see you all tomorrow. Take a look at the subscribe button. Take a look at the videos over here. And don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get stoned for being a filthy stray, especially if you come from the valley.